Fun.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is round 2 of our friendly, not so friendly mini tournament. We are live broadcasting to the world. We've got myself, David. I'll be hosting the live stream and helping out with rules. We've got Stephen Arvidson, last week's winner. He will also be helping with rule clarification on the side. Guillaume.
Hi.
Is here as well. He's our challenger, and his arch nemesis Nathan in line and ready to go. And just a reminder to everyone, we're all doing this, but Guillaume is also doing it at 3 a.m. So Guillaume, for your dedication to the game.
Yeah.
It just speaks to the international appeal of the X-Files CCG.
Yeah, that's true.
So I assume you gentlemen have picked your X-File and you're ready to see your shuffling there.
Yes.
Do we need to flip to see who goes first?
Go ahead, Nathan.
What are we doing?
Oh, we were going to see who would go first, but I think Guillaume is conceding for you to be the first player.
Oh, no, what's the other thing? Just go ahead, choose head or tail.
Oh,
I don't know how. I don't know.
We're flipping a coin. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I thought that's what we were doing, but
sure. Here, I can. I have these. I have the token.
Oh, okay.
Which has the resource point on the front and a USPC thing on the back. So we'll call that tails. Heads and tails.
Okay.
So Guillaume, do you want
heads.
To call it heads? It was off camera, but it is a heads. So you get to decide.
Okay.
I'm assuming you want to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Yes.
Stephen, I'm going to put you and I back screen so we have a bigger view of the game field here.
Yep.
Gentlemen, give us a shout if you need us to help you out.
Okay.
All right, so 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Guillaume, just so you know, my agent team is Mulder and Krychek, Mo Box, and Detective Manners.
Okay. Can you see mine? Lamana. Okay.
Yeah. Lamana, Spiller, Pendrell, and Scully.
Yes.
All right.
I'm still generating. I'm placing my tokens, and I should be good to go. One, two, three. 2. 1. I'm placing my pools up here so you can see that. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna use these dice to track mine. You probably can't read them, but I'll call it off as I.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I think I'm ready. So I'm going to draw my cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm going to draw my first card. I'm going to generate my res. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 res. So I have 10 res now. I'm not going to buy any card.
Okay. I'm going to discard Petrashek Possessed to give me 4 conspiracy points.
Okay.
And that'll put me up to 9. And I'm going to spend 1 of those to draw 1 card.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Okay, so no healing phase. I'm going to requisition the Glock 19 for 4 points.
Sure.
And I'm going to give it to I'm going to give it to Scully right now. Okay. Deployment. I'm putting everyone on the field, and I'm going to pay for 1 site. Oh, sorry for the glare. It's Mahan Propulsion Laboratory. It's computer and motive, and I'm going to use Spiros token to pay 1 of the 2 CP, and I'm paying the RP, sorry, and I'm going to pay the other 2. The other 1. Okay. So that's computer and motive question.
Okay. No bluffs.
Okay. So I'm sending everyone to the site.
Okay.
So it's computer 4+, and I have 7.
Can you remind me what the Glock does?
It adds 2 to the agent long range combat skill. So Scully has 5 long range skill. 4, sorry. No, 3 plus 2, so 5. So Scully has 5 long range combat skill.
Okay. And what's your total long range combat?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. So here's our first rules question, I guess. If a card has NA as the long range, does that mean that it's skipped or it does 0 during the long range combat?
It's skipped. I think it's skipped, right? We can't hear you, David.
You're muted.
I agree. I believe LRC is skipped if it says NA. Does it say anything on the card?
No. Well, I'll play it. It's Manitou.
Oh.
So it's an NA for long range combat, and it just says all agents wounded by Manitou may not heal until a healing card is successfully played on them. That was a motive site, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's legal, and I'll go down to 2 conspiracy points then to play it.
So no long range, and how much damage does it deal during close range?
Close range, he deals 6.
Okay, and close range, I deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I deal 6 close range.
Okay. So that will not be enough to kill him. He's going to have 2 left.
Okay.
And he's going to deal, I believe he can only deal it to 1 agent, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll deal the 6 to Pendrell.
Okay, so Pendrell has a health of 4, so he receives 4 tokens and he goes to the hospital. So now I have a close range of 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that'll be enough to kill the Manitou. And I will deal his 6. What's your next highest computer skill? Which agent?
It's Lamana.
Okay, I'll deal his 6 to Lamana.
Okay, so Lamana is health 3, so he gets 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
And I have no other cards to play.
Okay, I can play anything else, so that's it for this site.
Okay.
And I don't have any other card to play, and I have 6 cards in my hand.
Okay. So my turn.
Yes.
I will draw my card for the turn. I generate resource points. So Manners is 0, Box is 1, and Krychek is 2. Mulder is also 2, but he has to be used to pay cards. So I'll go from 5 resource to 8. The only cards I'm going to draw are from Mulder, so the 2. And let's see. I don't have any healing or requisition. Deployment, I will send them all to the field.
Sorry, I didn't sell my card.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally
that's
forgot.
okay. I was thinking about something else. So I'm going to sell. No, I didn't want to sell him, but. Okay, I don't have a choice. I'm going to sell the Thinker for 5. And I'm going to draw. I'm not drawing any card.
Okay. So before I do the case assignment, I'm going to use one of Detective Manners' tokens. I can discard, he gets 2 tokens. I can discard 1 to search through my bureau deck and add a witness card to my hand. I show it to you and then shuffle my deck.
Okay.
So that witness is going to be Kevin Morris, the conduit. So what he does is when I, every time a keyword alien investigation or evidence collection card is played, I add a resource point. And he is a resource himself, so he stays on the board.
Okay, perfect.
So I think I have to wait until I play a site to play the witness card, right?
I'm not sure. If you want to play a witness to investigate the site?
Right. I think I have to play the site first, right? And
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Or you have to wait for a skill check to happen to play. Right. Okay.
So case assignment phase, I'm going to use...
I was just about to weigh in on that because my understanding with the advanced game is that, we weren't limited by when we could play, like, unless the card's effect specifically says so. Whereas in basic, we can only do like 3. We have to wait till investigation phase. Am I off base on that?
I think you can play a card anytime, but for instance, if Nathan wanted to play a witness to help him for his future site investigation, the witness doesn't need to happen to be played now because the skill check hasn't happened yet. So
right, but Kevin's not contributing to a skill check. He's just...
Kevin. If Nathan, Kevin can be played at any time.
Okay, he can. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
So
But for instance, if it was a witness that said adds 2 to criminal investigation, you'd have to wait until you have a criminal investigation skill check to be played. But Kevin or Dr. Nollet or witnesses like that can be played at any time.
So pretty much any witness with the keyword resource can be played anytime.
okay, fair enough.
Yes. Yes.
Well, then I will pay 3 to play Kevin Morris. I'll use the token from Agent Box to pay for one of my alien investigation sites. Make that Renciaba or Rencibo, Puerto Rico. Sorry. That is both a Alien Investigation 5 and Computer 5 site.
Okay.
And the questions are affiliation or method. And then because it is a Alien Investigation site, I'll get 1 resource from Kevin Morris.
Perfect.
So that'll put me at 6. I'm going to spend 2, so I'll go down to 4 resource points to also play Miller's Grove, Massachusetts, which is an alien investigation result question. And I'll get a resource point from that to put me at 5. So that is it for my site cards.
So can you give me the? Is that me? Oh, can you? So it's
They're
method
both
result. Okay, and the other one is.
The other one is alien investigation and computer, and
Okay.
affiliation or method.
Okay. Okay, I'm not playing any bluff at the moment.
Okay. So what I will do then is assign Mulder and Manners to the Miller's Grove site. Again, that's Alien Investigation 4 up and result. And I'll assign Krychek and Box to Arecibo, Alien Investigation 5 or Computer 5, and affiliation or method question. And let's do Miller's Grove first. So Alien Investigation 4, I have Alien Investigation 4, and I can ask a result.
I'm going to check just one thing and.
Sure.
So I'm going to play Laser Barrier on Mirror Grove.
Okay.
I'm going to pay the 2. So prevent 1 agent assigned to a site from contributing to your agent's skill to the skill check. My choice.
Sorry, that's my dog squeaking.
Oh, that's okay.
I apologize. I assume you're sending Mulder, or
Yes.
preventing Mulder, yeah.
Yes.
Yep, and I cannot do anything about that. So that one is going to fail.
Okay, so I'm discarding that. Okay.
And then the next one, we've got Alien Investigation 5. I have Alien Investigation 5 for that site.
Okay.
And it is an affiliation or method question.
I'm going to play. Let me just check. I have your agents, so I'm checking the skills before I do anything.
Oh, sure.
I'm going to play Crooked Man, sorry, for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can only target one agent. So I'm going to target Mobox. So Crooked Man deals 4 damage in the long range combat.
Okay. And
yours deals 2, is that right?
so it's just a solo combat between the Crew Cut Man and Mobox?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So yeah, it's just 2.
Okay. So Mobox is sent to the hospital, and Crooked Man is discarded because combat is ending.
Okay. So Crew Cut Man dealt how much damage to him?
5.
Okay, yeah. So he's hospitalized with 4 damage to him. I will spend 3 resource points then, go down to 2 to play Max Fenning.
Okay.
So he's going to add 2 to my alien investigation skill check. And then I'll also gain a resource point from Kevin Morris because it's a keyword alien investigation card.
Okay, so I don't have anything else to play, so you can ask your question.
Okay, so I'll ask: is your affiliation evolutionary?
Okay. No, it is not.
Okay. That gets discarded. And that gets discarded. End of my turn. I have 6 cards.
Okay, I have 3.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to draw my free card. Okay. I'm going to generate my res, so that's only 3 res. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to buy 2 cards.
Okay. I have no discards or card purchases.
Okay. How many CP do you have?
I have 2.
Okay. So no healing. No requisition. I'm keeping these 2 in the field, and I'm going to play Cape Cod, Massachusetts for 2. I forgot to put a token back on Spiros, so it's a science and affiliation site, so I can use Spiros token to pay 1 for the site, and I'm going to pay 1, the other one here.
Sure.
Okay, so that's sciences and affiliation.
And that's 5 plus, is that right?
It's a 4 plus.
4 plus, okay.
Yes.
What's your current sciences skill for those two?
5.
Okay.
It's 2 from Spiller and 3 from Scully.
Okay, I have no cards to play.
Okay, so so I can ask my question.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Okay, so it's affiliation. Is your X-Files affiliation alien?
It is.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
there we go.
Okay then. Okay.
We promised a short game, and it's going to be a short game.
I don't know. I still have 2 agents in the hospital and no healing card. So,
True.
okay. So Cape Cod is discarded, and I don't have any other cards to play, and I have 5 cards.
Okay, sounds good. So my turn, I will draw my card for the turn. I will generate, now hospital, they do not generate resource points, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so I will generate 2 resource points plus Mulder's 2 that have to be used to draw cards. So I'll go from 3 to 5. I will draw just the 2 cards from Mulder,
Okay.
no extras, and then you can decide to discard cards if you like and buy cards.
Wow. Okay, well, I have to discard for you here, and so that's 3, and so I'm at 5 CP, and well, I'm going to buy 1 card.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right, healing Box will heal 2 points because he's health 4.
Yes.
No requisition deployment. I'm going to leave my agents in the field. And I will use 1 resource point to play Dead Horse Alaska. And I'll get that resource point back because it's an alien investigation keyword from Kevin Morris. So bluffs.
Okay. In case you're wondering, what I'm just looking at my binder, so.
All good.
Okay.
So Dead Horse is an alien investigation or evidence collection. It is an affiliation or result question unless I ask about if the result is manipulation of evidence, in which case it's a 4 and up.
Okay. So
Just to quickly break into Guillaume, if you want me to look up a card for you, just give me
okay, perfect.
So maybe we can help make that go a little
Okay.
faster.
Thank you, David.
David, while we're doing this, do you know off the top of your head at what point does an agent have to be fully healed to leave the hospital, or is it something less?
I believe it's just a point. They can leave if they only have one damage. Stephen?
Unless I think they can leave unless the agent has 3 health to begin with.
Yeah.
I think, for instance, if Manners was in the hospital, he'd have to wait until he's fully healed. But right. I think Box can leave the hospital now.
Okay.
Well, during your next turn anyway.
Right.
Guillaume, I hope you took a page out of my book and added some healing cards into that, or else it's gonna.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
I was like, dang, 2 agents down, man. I mean, I did. Like, hopefully, got more than 1 healing card if you want to get both of them out.
I do have more than 1, but
okay.
I have to draw it in the, I think maybe 55 or 50 cards that are left. So
that's the case for building 60 card decks right there.
Yes,
I learned that lesson the hard way too. I added a bunch of healing cards to my deck as well. I do have the official rule book here, and quoting, only agents with current health rating of 3 or higher after the healing phase are allowed to leave the hospital during the deployment phase.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
I was gonna leave him in there anyway, just to fully heal, but good to know.
So I'm going to just play one bluff.
One bluff.
Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Are you the prerequisite is alien investigation? It's 5+. Is that correct?
It's alien investigation or evidence collection 5 and up.
So you're not asking if are you asking if it's manipulation of evidence? I'm just asking to see if you're going to have a 5+ or 4+ skill check.
Oh, I see. I haven't decided that yet.
Okay. Hold on. I'm going to see if it matters. So basically you have 7 right now.
I can tell you, I don't know. It's going to be a 5+ skill check. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So I'm going to play that bluff then. So still one bluff. I just switched it with another one, but there is still one bluff face down.
Okay. Okay, so I am going to assign all my agents to investigate it, and I have a question for the judges. If I'm going to play a card that discards a bluff, do I have to play it while it's still face down, or can I wait to see it to play the card?
If it's Langley, I think you can play it either.
Okay. I believe you can play it before or after it's revealed.
Okay. It's not Langley, but it's the same effect, right?
Okay.
So. Gotcha.
So yeah, let's see the bluff and decide where we're going to go from there.
The bluff is Paul Mostinger, so it's I have to pay 5 CPs to decrease your skill check by 3 points.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to play Alien Discretion that. Plan a team about to investigate a site with alien investigation as a prerequisite. Discard all cards assigned as bluff cards to that site. I have to pay X plus 1. X is the number of bluff cards, so I'll be paying 2 for that.
Okay, so so since this was a face down bluff, I'm going to pay the 4 that I was going to pay to use it, because I was not supposed to know that you were going to negate it.
Oh, I see.
So
yeah, I guess that's a big difference. Choosing when to play that.
Yes.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I had a question about the alien discretion, because actually Ryan and I were playing the other day, and he asked me, how much do I get if I discard that card? And I said 1. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree 1, because X is only defined when there is a number of, when you play the card and there's a number of bluffs.
Yeah.
So otherwise it would have to be 0, right?
Yeah. No, that was my thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's just call it 1, because I was like, what else? There's no other value to assign to it. You're just discarding it, or I'm sorry, you're selling it. So, all right.
Right.
Yeah. No, that just came up the other day, so I was just, well, I figured I'd ask.
When I was building this and I kind of thought about, like, what if I need to pitch this card, I had just kind of assumed it was a 1. Yeah.
All right.
So.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. I just figured I'd ask while we were at that juncture.
No, it's okay. That's a good question.
So yeah. So I actually do have to pay the 2, because that is not an alien investigation keyword card. It probably should be, but I'll go down to 3 resource points then. And
I
probably
don't
had
have
to clear. which question I was going for. I'll go for affiliation again.
Okay, I don't have any more cards to play, so you can go ahead.
Okay. Is your affiliation government?
It is not government.
All right, discard that. Before my turn ends, I will play. Oh, I think I messed this up. Okay. I won't play anything. I will just. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in my hand. So I will just end my turn.
Okay. So I have only 4 cards. So I'm doing my free card. Okay. And I'm going to generate my rays. So that's 3 rays. 1, 2, 3. That puts me at 8 rays, and I'm going to buy 2 cards. Oh, 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to, before I let you sell your cards, I'm going to play medical treatment for 1.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let the healing begin.
Yes, so I'm going to play it on Pendrell. So I'm removing 1 damage token right now.
Sounds good.
And discarding medical treatment. So Lamana doesn't heal yet, but Pendrell will.
Yep.
And you can sell cards now.
All right, I'm going to discard the Thinker to get 5 Conspiracy.
Okay.
And that will put me up to 7 Conspiracy points. And I am not going to draw any cards.
Okay. So healing. Pendrell heals 2 because he's a 4 health. So he only has 1 damage left. And and I didn't put the token back on Nancy.
Sure.
Okay, requisition. So even though he still has 1 damage left, I'm going to move Pendrell out of the hospital. And I'm going to play this side. So it's position. Oh, I'm not going to say it. Position emission topograph. I'm going to show it off. We're going to Allentown, Pennsylvania, and it's a computer 5+ or medical 5+ affiliation or result. It's from it's card number 472. And since it's a computer keyword question site, I'm going to use Nancy's token to pay for it.
Okay. So Pendrell is computer 3, medical 1.
So I'm going to use a medical.
Oh, you don't have to announce that yet, though.
No, okay.
No, so you can play the site, and then I'll get to play bluffs, and then we go to the investigation phase.
And that's when I have to announce. Okay.
Right.
Yes, because you're not supposed to know who I'm sending to the site yet.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So Pendrell is computer 3, medical 1. What are Spiller and Scully for those two skills?
Spiller is computer 1 and medical 3. And Scully has no computer, but she's medical 4.
Okay.
And I can discard a token from Pendrell to add one to his computer skill or medical skill.
Oh, okay. So those are both 5+ skill checks?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I will play a bluff on it.
I'm going to use Scully's token, one of Scully's token to see the bluff.
Sure. It is Section Chief McGrath. So he can, he can send an agent of my choice back to the Bureau immediately. They will not contribute their skills to the site check.
Okay. Okay, so I'm sending everyone.
Okay.
To the site.
Okay. So I will play McGrath then for 4 conspiracy and force. Well, so which skill now you have to declare?
Okay, so I'm going to use medical.
You're going to use medical. And Scully is medical 4, right?
Yes, Scully is medical 4, Spiller is 3, Pendrell is 1, but he does have his 3 tokens. So right. Actually, I have a question. It says the game effect says place 3 tokens on Agent Pendrell during a skill check. Discard 1 token to add 1 to Pendrell's computer science or medical skill. So does that mean you can only remove 1 token per skill check, or can you remove 2 or 3 tokens for 1 skill check?
Usually it says that on the card, but Pendrell's case it doesn't, does it? I don't know. I could go like a lot of times when it says that, it's like for instance, Senator Matheson is a resource one where you have 3 tokens, and it says that you can only do it once per turn.
Yes.
That stipulation is added on in that instance. But in this case, it doesn't say that on there. So I feel like the absence of that stipulation would say you could do it more than once if you so chose.
I agree for what it's worth.
I agree. Yeah.
That's my thinking as well, but I just wanted to be sure.
We have a consensus.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like it. Yeah. Go with it.
Okay, so I will send Scully to the Bureau with McGrath.
Okay, so she's gone.
And then I need to just look up a rule quick. Okay, and I think as it currently stands, unless you use Pendrell's tokens, you're going to fail the skill check, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Currently, I have medical 4, 3 from Spiller and 1 from Pendrell, unless I discard.
Yeah. So I will wait to see what you do.
Okay. I'm going to discard 1 of Pendrell's token to add 1 to his medical. So his medical 2, Spiller is 3. So I have 5 medical at the moment.
And I will pay 2 to play Laser Barrier at full cost. So it will. I'll prevent Pendrell from adding his skills this turn.
Okay.
And that is it for me.
And I don't have any card to counter that, so that's it for that site, which I could not pronounce.
All right.
Okay. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards.
I have 4. I invested a lot of resources in preventing you from.
Yes.
But I feel like I need to because you already know my affiliation, so it could be a short game. All right, so draw my card. Resource points, I'm going to get 2 from Krychek, and I'm going to use Mulder's 2 to draw 2 cards, and that's going to be all for my card draw as well.
I'm going to sell Olympic National Forest for 2 and the water PPQ, whatever, for 4, so that's 6. I was at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to buy 2 cards. And that's it.
Okay. So healing, I'll take the last 2 wounds off box. Let's see. No requisition, and I will move box back to the field. He still he replenishes his token during my briefing phase. Well, I should ask actually, because he's still in the hospital during my briefing phase. Does he get his token back?
No, actually, we're still in the briefing phase now.
So he was in the hospital during my briefing phase.
Okay.
So I don't know. Does being in the hospital mean their game effect is null too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No.
Okay. So he does not get his token back.
No, not this time.
Stephen, you concur?
Yeah, I concur.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. I will pay 2 resource points down to 3 to play Friend in the FBI, which is going to come in with 10 counters on it. And I'll remove 2 during my briefing phase, two tokens to add 2 resource points during my briefing phase.
I have a question about that card. If you play it during your briefing phase, does that mean you get the 2 tokens right away? The 2 RP right away, or you have to wait until your next turn?
I'll let the judges weigh in on that.
I'm thinking next turn. Let me. I gotta look at that card again.
The card, what it says is during your briefing phase, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card and place them in your resource pool.
We are still in the briefing phase.
We're past it for this turn. We're past it.
Then yeah, I
But
would say we have to wait then, don't we?
I think Guillaume is asking a hypothetical.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, no, since we're no, well, if you play it in the briefing phase,
I think if you're
I
still
would say
in
it
the
would be
briefing
okay.
phase,
Yeah.
you would be able to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't say, for example, at the beginning of the briefing phase.
Right.
It just says
Yeah, or
during.
your next turn or
During,
anything
yeah.
like that.
Could be beginning of the briefing phase, middle of the briefing phase, end of the briefing phase. Yeah. But yeah, I kind of lost track of when we are currently in requisition right now.
Yes.
We're in deployment.
No, deployment.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, cool.
So, how many conspiracy points do you have? You say 6?
4.
4. Okay.
4.
Okay. I'm gonna. I forgot to put tokens on him, but I'm gonna use one of Mulder's tokens to play Lake Okoboji for 0.
Okay.
That is a alien investigation 4 and motive question, and I will get a resource point off of that from Kevin Morris. I'm gonna pay 2. So I'll go down to 2 resource points, play grid pattern search, and bring a card from my discard pile back to my hand. And it is going to be the Thinker. And I think that I'm going to send, bluff cards.
So you have two res, is that right?
I have two resource points, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to play I'm going to play 1 bluff.
Okay. So I will assign all my agents to it and investigate it.
So that's sinus cavity implant. So I'm not paying anything for it since it's 1. And play on 1 agent to decrease that agent's res value by 1.
Okay. Permanently or just
until you play a healing card.
Until I play a healing card. Okay. Who would you like to play that on?
I'm going to play it on Krychek.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll just let me just grab a copy of that card and I'll put it on him so I don't forget.
Okay.
Was that from the Mulder's Birthday expansion?
No, it's from the premiere edition.
Okay.
It's number 88.
Okay. Very helpful. There it is. It's a good card. I like that.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else there? Otherwise, I'm going to hit my alien investigation threshold.
Because I think you have like what 7 or 9 alien currently.
Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah. So
went a little overboard.
yeah, nothing I could have played would have made a difference. So go ahead.
So I will ask, is your motive survival?
My motive is not survival.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Discard that. I have 5 cards in hand, and my turn is over.
And I have 5 cards as well. So I'm going to draw my free card. Okay. I'm going to generate my res. So 2 for Scully, 1, 2, 3, 4 res. 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to buy 3 cards.
Okay, I will. I'm going to discard the Thinker for 5. So I'll go up to 6, and I will. I'll use 2 and go down to 4 to buy 2 cards.
Okay. No healing, no requisition. I'm deployment. I'm putting these 2 back in the bureau because I don't have any site to play. So unless you have a card that you'd like to play, that's it for me.
I don't.
So,
ironically enough, as I sit right now, I'm in the same boat as you with no sights. So let's hope I draw something here.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So I have to discard 2. So I'm going to discard this one and this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
All right. So
and
sorry.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
All right. I have 6 cards right now. So briefing phase, I will draw my free card. I will tick down 2 counters on friend in the FBI to add 2 to my resource pool for a total of 4. Cry check and box will give me another 2 to go to 6. I'll use Mulder's 2 to draw 2 cards, and
Cry check only brings 1 now because of the finesse.
Right. So I was at 2 at the start of the turn. I got 2 from friend in the FBI to go up to 4,
Okay.
and then Box gives me 1, and Krychek gives me 1.
Okay.
Go up to 6. And Mulder, I'm going to use his 2 to draw 2 cards, and those are the only cards I'm going to draw this turn. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, I get Box token back here. And I'm going to use Box token. Oh, sorry, I have no healing or requisition deployment.
Yeah.
They're all staying in the field.
Okay. I haven't sold my cards yet, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
So I'm going to sell laptop computer for 4. And do I sell this one or not? I don't have any. I'm going to have to sell Medikit for 4. So I have. I'm going to have 8 conspiracy points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to. And I'm going to buy 2 cards.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to use Box token to play Farmington, New Mexico. It is a alien investigation or computer, 5 and up, but I think you know which skill I'm going to be using. And a motive or method question. If the method question is manipulation, it is a 4 and up skill check.
Okay.
For either of those. And then I will get 1 resource point from Kevin Morris for playing the alien investigation card, and that'll put me at 7. And that is the only site I'm playing, so bluff time.
So alien investigation 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play. Let me check. So I'm going to play 2 bluffs. When you play 2 bluffs, it's last one played, first one revealed, and first one. How do we proceed?
So when a site with a bluff is investigated, the card is revealed immediately. All cards placed as bluffs are revealed, regardless of whether or not they contain the keyword bluff. If a card placed beneath a site does not contain the keyword bluff, the owning player cannot afford to play it, or the owning player does not want to play it, the card is discarded. That doesn't really answer your question, though.
Basically, my question is, I want to play the bluffs in a certain order, so how do I make sure that happens? Or can I make that happen? Or are all bluffs revealed at the same time and you get to choose which one we play first?
Judges? I'll let you figure this out.
I think they're revealed one at a time. So, Guillaume, if you just want to stack them and then reveal the top one first, and then, can we just resolve it that way?
Okay. Do you agree, David?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Carry on, gentlemen.
I'm playing these 2 bluffs.
Okay. Okay, and I'm feeling risky, so let's go for it. I'll put all my agents there, and we'll see what you got.
Okay, so the first one is no one believes you, which add 1 to the side prerequisite number for each agent beyond 1 in the investigating team. So since you have 4 agents, you have to add 3, so that would be alien investigation 7. So I'm paying, it's a 4 CP card, so I'm paying 3 since it was face down. Can you get that bluff?
So let me see if I understand. So it increases. So it would normally be an alien investigation 5, so it becomes an alien investigation 8.
Oh yes, 8. Yes.
Okay. No, that's fine. I believe I have more than enough to cover that right now. So.
Okay.
But your next bluff is going to do. It's going to do some damage, right?
The second one is laser barrier. So I'm going to play it for it's 2, so I'm paying 1, and I get to prevent 1 agent from contributing to the skill check.
Okay, and that one I will pay 4, so down to 3 resource points, and I will Erlenmeyer flask it to negate any card played during an alien investigation skill check.
There are really good cards to help during alien investigations, I think.
Yeah, there are. And that's, I was looking at these and I like them. And I mean, this is a legit cool card. Like,
yeah, that's true. I really like this card. Yeah, just the picture itself.
So I decided, let's go for it. So this deck is like entirely alien investigation based. That's it.
My first deck, it was really heavy on alien investigation as well, and I have many of the same cards. So I'm glad that I chose a different one for this game.
Yeah.
So I discarded laser barrier, and let me see if I can. No, I can't play anything else. So go ahead.
So I get a, let's see, a motive or method question. Well, I think I probably should have declared it early on, right? Whether I was going for motive or method.
I don't think it would have mattered anyway. So
yeah. Okay. Well, I'll do motive since I'm in that line, and I will do. I'll do. Is your motive ideology?
My motive is not ideology.
Boy. One of these days, I'm going to guess one right. Okay, and that'll end my turn, and I have 7 cards in my hand.
And I have 5. So I'm going to draw my free card. I'm going to generate my res. So that's 2, 3, 4 res. Okay. And I'm going to buy 2 cards. And well, I'm going, since you're still in the briefing phase, I'm going to play a friend in the FBI. So for 2. So, and I'm going to put it here so you can see it. I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And since we're still in the briefing phase, I get to take 2 right away. And that's it for me. You can sell your cards.
Okay, I'm going to sell Message from the Stars for 5.
Okay.
And that'll put me at 9 conspiracy. And I will use 1 conspiracy down to 8 to draw 1 card.
Okay, so healing phase, no. I have nothing to requisition. I'm going to put everyone back in the field. And we're going to go to Mount Avalon, which is a Sciences 4+ and method question. And I'm going to use Nancy's token to pay 1, and I'm going to use 1 of my resource for the other one. So that's Sciences 4+ and method question.
Okay. And Pendril is a Sciences 1, Spiller is Sciences 3.
Spiller is 2,
Okay.
Pendril is 3, and Scully is 3 as well. So I have 8.
Okay. No bluffs from me.
Okay, so everyone goes to Mount Avalon.
Okay. And I will play. I'll pay 4 conspiracy to play the list. So it isn't a combat adversary. What it does is I list 1 agent from the investigating team on a piece of paper. I place this card in your field, which we'll just simulate for this, but place this card in your field with the paper underneath. If the agent listed investigates a different site before this card is negated, I reveal the paper with the listed agent, and that agent has to go to the hospital with 0 health and can't contribute to the skill check. Okay. So it's not going to affect this site, but one you play later on.
I always wanted to see this card be played, so I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. And let me just tear off a scrap piece of paper here. And I will name the agent.
And I have to find a way to negate it. Okay.
So I'm going to put the paper underneath there.
I just wanted to cut in real quick, if you don't mind. Hey, Guillaume, do you have 3 tokens on Pendril?
2.
Oh, do you have 2?
Because there are two game effect tokens. I already used 1, and Pendril still has 1 damage.
Oh, that's a damage token. Like,
yes.
I thought you used it earlier.
No.
Okay.
There is one damage and 2 game effects.
Gotcha. Okay. And question, Nathan. Did you use one of Manners' tokens to get Fennig or Kevin earlier? Or do you have 2? I just can't tell if they're stacked.
No, there's 1 token on Manners. I used one of his 2 to go get Kevin.
Kevin. Okay. I just couldn't remember if it was that or Fennig or if you'd even done that. Okay. For some reason, I just missed that one part. Okay, cool.
So I have 1 on Manners. I have 2 on Mulder.
Good deal.
None on Box.
Yeah, so from afar, I could not tell if that was a damage.
No, it's fine.
That was what it just looks like. Yeah, I was trying to zoom
the damage token is yellow, and the game effect token is green, but they are really pale. So I don't know where my camera is. Okay, so you can clearly see from afar.
I was telling David I'm wanting to get that Lifelinker app to use in my next game, but I need to get a 3rd device. Because I really would rather have that. It's visually it's better as opposed to me just counting out the tokens for res. But I got to think about how I'm going to do that with a 3rd device because I only have the 2. So I don't know. something for me to think about in the next game. But anyway, I apologize for interrupting.
No, that's fine.
All right, game on.
Carry on.
Yeah, so I have, let's see. That is a method site you said, or a motive site? I can't remember.
Method.
Method. Okay. Yeah, I have nothing else to play, so ask away.
Okay, so is your method subterfuge?
It is not.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to discard this site. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have six cards.
Okay. So my turn. I will draw my one. Draw my one for the turn. I'll give Box its token back. And then I will use 2 of my friend in the FBI tokens to go from 3 to 5 resource. I get 1 from Krychek, 1 from Box to go up to 7, and 2 from Mulder that I'll use to draw. I will spend 1 to draw an additional card, so 3 total.
Okay.
2, 3.
Can I extend? Are you still doing something, or can I extend my cards?
Oh no, you can sell your cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm selling Senator Matheson for 3 and Farmington, New Mexico for 1. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to buy 3 cards. No, 2 cards. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. I'm just going to use Box token to pay for Rincibo. We're going back. That is a Alien Investigation 5 affiliation or method question. And I'll get a resource point off Kevin Morris for that. So up to 7. And I will send all my, bluffs.
I'm not paying any bluff.
Okay. So I will send all of my agents to investigate that.
Okay. No, you can go ahead. I'm not saying anything.
Okay. Let me figure out what I want to do here. All right, I guess it doesn't really matter. I can rule out 4 anyway, cut it. So I'll ask, is your affiliation hold on, I'm deciding if that's what I really want to do. Yeah. Is your affiliation alien?
No, it is not.
Okay. Boy, I'm going at this the hard way, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll discard that. Okay, I have nothing else, and I have to discard 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 cards in my hand. So I will discard that. Dark Force is a line. And I'll discard a Terry Roberts. Your
So I
turn.
have 6 cards. Okay, so I'm drawing my free card. Okay. And I'm going to generate my res. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus the 2 from friends in the FBI. Okay, and I'm going to buy 2 cards.
Okay. And I will discard Alien Technology for 2 Conspiracy.
Okay, can you remind me of what that? Oh, okay. No, I thought we were playing it. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'll discard it for 2. I'll put me at 6, and I'm not going to draw any cards.
Okay. So no healing. I'm keeping everyone in the field, and I'm going to no. I'm going to go to Mahan Propulsion Laboratory, Coulson, which is it's card number 69. It's Computer 4+ and Motive Question. And I'm going to use Nancy's token to pay for 1, and I'm going to use another one here. So Computer 4+ and Motive Question.
I'm going to play a bluff on that.
I'm going to use one of Scully's token to see the bluff.
It's your old friend, Scott McGrath. Or Joseph McGrath, I'm sorry. Okay, Scott McGrath. Different guy.
Yeah. So you get to choose one agent that is not going to participate in the skill check. Is that correct?
They have to go to the bureau, and they can't contribute. Yeah.
Okay, but it's you who decide.
Right.
Yes. Okay. I'm not going to the site. So I'm going to keep the site in the field with the bluff, but I'm not going to investigate it yet.
And I'll just put this bluff up here with this token on it so we know.
Okay. And I'm going to, I don't know what. I'm putting one token on the bluff too, on the site too.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm not playing any cards.
Okay. So I will draw.
I'm going. Oh, wait. You don't have any cards to play there for this turn?
Oh no.
Okay, so I have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to discard one. I'm going to. Oh, that's bad. I have to discard this one. I have to discard first aid, which would have been really helpful during my first turn with the Manitou. So okay, you can go ahead.
Is that a? Oh, it's a combat card. I see.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll draw my one. I'll tick down 2 tokens on Friend in the FBI to put me at 9 resource. I get 1 from Krychek, 1 from Box to go to 11. And I will use Mulder's 2 to draw 2. And I'll use 2 more to draw a total of 4. So I'm at 9 resource points.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so I'm going to sell a shotgun for 6.
Nice.
2 Lux video camera for 5, so that's 11. And okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to sell smoke and mirror for 5 as well, so that's 16.
Oh boy.
I'm not sure that's the right strategy, but I'm going to try it anyway. So that's a lot of tokens. So
I feel like there are some big conspiracy cards headed my way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So yeah, an app would definitely be more useful than tokens.
All right.
And I'm
Box
going
gets
to
his
buy.
token back as well. You can buy cards.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. And I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy 4 cards. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to. I have no healing or requisition. Deployment, they're going to stay in the field. I'm going to use one of Mulder's tokens to play Striker's Cove. So it's an evidence collection for an affiliation site. And I'll get 1 resource point off Kevin Morris.
Okay.
Evidence collection, and then I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, I think that will be the only site I play.
Okay, so that's evidence collection for
An affiliation.
4, 5, 6, 7. Affiliation. Okay, so I have no bluff to play for now.
Okay. I will assign everyone to it and investigate it.
So first I'm going to play Eve7. So moves any bluff cards from one side to another side or back into the owner's hand. So I'm going to pay 1 because there is 1 bluff, and I would like you to put your McGrath back. Wait, you know what? I'm going to put McGrath on your side.
McGrath on my side.
Yes. I'm
gonna just. What's the card number of Eve7?
It's 231.
I've actually never seen that played before, so I just want to take a look at it. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So McGrath moves to my site.
Yes.
Do I still get to choose the agent then?
No, but I have to pay for the bluff as well. So it's
okay.
5. Is that correct? The cost of McGrath costs 5 conspiracy points.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to send
Guillaume.
Yes.
So on Eve7 it says X is 1 conspiracy per bluff moved.
Yes.
So I think you only have to pay 1 for it, right? Or do you have to pay
I paid 1 to move the bluff, but then I have to pay 5 if I want to use it.
Oh, I see.
Or I could have just asked you to put it back in your hand, so I wouldn't have had to pay 5 for it, but then you could have used it again on me. So
okay.
And I'm going to choose Krychek to go back to the bureau.
Okay. Come on, Alex.
3, 4. So you still have 5 evidence collection, is that correct?
2 from Box, 2 from Mulder, and 1 from Manners. 5. Yep. Okay. And McGrath is discarded then, right?
Okay. Yes. I'm going to. Right. I'm going to play computer access denied for 2.
Is that the computer 4 up?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't pay it, and I don't have anything to do about it, so I'm going to fail that.
Okay. And before I forget, I'm going to pay 2 for rejuvenating caves.
Okay.
And I'm going to place 10 tokens on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay.
And that's, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 5 cards left.
Okay, and I have 9, so I need to discard 2. So I'll discard Amaru Urn and Radioactive Area.
Okay.
Your turn.
I'm going to draw 1 free card. Okay. I'm going to generate my rise at 1, 2, 3, 4 rise. I'm going to put the token back on Nancy, and I'm taking 2 from friend in the FBI. And I'm going to draw 1 card. Okay. And so I'm not sure that's going to help, but I'm just going to ask. I have to negate. I can negate the list adversary. Is that right? It's
The list adversary?
yes.
Um,
I have to find a way to negate it before before the list is revealed.
right, and he has keywords adversary, occult, phenomena, and resource.
Okay, so I'm going to play a X
Okay,
to discard him. So I'm paying 3. 1, 2, and 3.
and this is still during your briefing phase, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
just so I don't forget.
Okay,
And you can go ahead and did you sell your cards already?
I have not. No.
Okay, so go ahead.
By the way, Danny Pendrell was the agent named.
Yes, good call. Okay.
So I'm going to sell. Now I can't speak French, so I'm not even going to try. But the French promo,
Okay.
and I will sell that for 2 conspiracy points to go up to 8. And I am not going to buy any cards.
So no healing, no requisition. Everyone stays in the field, and well, the Colson laboratory is already there, so I'm not playing any more sides.
Okay. Can you remind me what that site is?
It's computer 4+ and motive question.
Okay. And I will play a bluff on it.
And I'm going to use Scully's last token to see the bluff.
It is Oubliette.
Okay, can you remind me of what that does, please?
So it plays on an agent in the investigating team. That agent is removed from play and placed on this card with 4 tokens. 1 token gets taken off during each debriefing phase, and the agent is removed from play until all the tokens are removed. So basically, it takes the agent out of play for 4 turns.
Okay. And you get to choose the agent, correct?
Correct.
Can I check my Discord file to see if there is something I can play?
Yeah, I
Thanks.
think so.
Yeah, judges?
I have no problem with it.
No.
Thumbs up.
Perfect. No, there is nothing I can play, so I'm not going to the site. And I'm putting a token on it to remind me that there is a bluff on it.
Okay. You're probably going to E7 me with that later.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have no more cards to play, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 6 cards.
Okay. I have 5 right now. So my turn. I will draw 1, use 2 from Friend in the FBI to go up to 12 resource points. I'm actually going to contribute Krychek's 2 to my conspiracy pool to go up to 10.
Okay.
And then I will get 1 from Box to go to 13 in the resource pool. And I'll actually use that one and Mulder's 2 then to draw 3 cards.
Okay.
2, 3. So I would.
I'm not. I'm not selling any card. I'm getting the 2 from the Rejuvenating Caves, and I'm going to buy 2 cards.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So no healing requisition deployment. I will move Krychek back to the field. Assignment, I'll use 1 from Box to play UFO Wreckage. It's an alien investigation or bureaucracy 5 and up, and a motive or result question. And I'll gain a resource point off Kevin Morris from that to put me at 13. And then I'm also going to pay 1 to play Farmington, New Mexico, which is an alien investigation or computer 5 up. It's a motive or method. And if the method is manipulation, the skill check is 4 and up.
Okay. So you have Farmington, Alien Investigation 5.
Yep, they're both Alien Investigation 5. The
Okay.
UFO Wreckage is a motive or result, and Farmington is a motive or method with a lower cost if I choose manipulation on the method.
Okay.
Lower skill check, I mean. Did I mess something up?
I'm just checking the math here. So you got Mulder and Manners investigating the wreckage, right?
I haven't assigned anybody
Okay,
to
all right.
investigate.
I was just about to want. That's kind of where I was like, wait a second, how's this gonna work?
Yeah.
So no, not yet. I guess we're just waiting to see what you do.
Right.
Yes. Sorry, can you just repeat the yes, UFO wreckage? What question can you ask?
I can ask a motive or result question for that.
Okay, so I'm going to play a bluff on Farmington, New Mexico.
Okay. So we've got a bluff on that one. And that's the only bluff then?
Yes,
Okay.
for now.
For now. Okay, so I'm going to let's see, assign Mulder and Manners to investigate Farmington. And that's going to be, I'm going to ask the manipulation question. So it'll be a 4+ skill check. And I'm going to assign Box and Krychek to investigate the UFO wreckage. And that's going to be a 5+ skill check as well. So I guess
Which one do you want to investigate first?
Yeah, let's do the bluff on Farmington and see what we're working with there.
So it's unnatural aging. Force the team to make a science 4+ skill check. If they fail, choose one agent to go to the hospital. The chosen agent permanently loses 1 health. So I'm going to pay a 4 for that. It's a 5 cost, so 4.
Okay. So it's your choice of the agent to go to the hospital, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pay 5. And no one's so paranoid that to negate it.
Okay. Let's remove. I'm going to. How much cards do you have left in your hand?
I have 6.
Okay. No. Okay, I'm not playing anything. I'm not playing anything on that side. So
Okay.
You can ask the question.
So, is your method manipulation?
My method is not manipulation.
Okay. All right, that's it for that one. And now we're at the UFO wreckage, where it's alien investigation 5 and up. And I will ask a let's see. And I will ask a motive question. So I currently have 5 there.
Okay. And that's a keyword result site as well. Is that correct?
It should be. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to play Joseph Patnik on the side. So for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So subtract 1 from all damage sources. The long range combat round is skipped. So that's card number 395.
Perfect. Thank you. 395?
Yes.
Oh, from the expansion. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to deal 4 and 4. Or, I'm sorry, 4. So he would deal 4 during close range combat?
Yes.
Okay.
And his opponent have deal 1 less damage.
Okay.
So for the first close range round, so Patnik deals 4 damage to Bugs.
Okay.
And Bug deals 1 damage and Krychek deals 1 damage. So Patnik has 2 health left, and Bugs is sent to the hospital with 4 damage.
Okay.
And for the
give me 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's 1. I deal 1 less damage to him each round. Is that right?
Yes. So Bugs has a close range of 2, so he only deals 1, and Krychek has 2, so he only deals 1 as well.
So it's from each source. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to pay for and Erlenmeyer flask him.
So what does it do?
It negates any 1 card played against my team during an alien investigation skill check.
Wow, that's really useful card.
Yeah, any card. I know. It's bonkers.
Yeah.
So
okay. Go ahead. Nicely played.
So any other cards for that site?
How much cards do you have left?
I have 5 cards in hand.
Okay. Now you can go ahead.
All right. Is your motive control?
My motive is not control.
My God, I can't get one right answer. Well, we're down to 3 cards. So I think I'm just going to guess.
Okay.
Take a shot. Is your X-File the Jersey Devil?
Yes.
You're kidding me! Oh wow! Nice.
Congratulations. Nice, really nice game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. And even though your agent got sent to the hospital, like turn one, I mean, you still made that a game.
Yeah, so basically, it wasn't really useful.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Not at all.
Quite the opposite. That was an incredible deck.
yeah. But I got to give Guillaume props. You pulled out some unexpected cards. I mean, that Eve 7 was just sheer genius.
Yeah, I've never seen Eve 7 played. That is such a cool card, and I'm going to have to work that in some decks.
Yes, it's really useful.
Right.
It would have been even more useful, as Nathan pointed out, if you had used Eve 7 a turn later on Oubliette. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would have been brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paired up with Scully, what a great combo that is.
Yeah,
I could.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, Steven.
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, yeah, with Guillaume's team, I mean, you can just throw out your unexplainable time losses from your. It's like I can't use that against them because they're
Right. I actually didn't put any in this deck.
Really.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's like a staple. I was like, figured everyone has 2 in their decks. Good lord.
So you guys didn't even get to see it, but like, so this deck is only 1/3 conspiracy cards, which I wasn't sure was going to be enough. But it was all like combat focused. So like Amaru Urn is in there, so I can play adversaries without site restrictions. But other than the Manitou, I never got. I didn't even really get to play any adversaries.
Yeah, when you started Terry, I was wondering if Margie was in there too.
Oh yeah,
if you're going for the combo.
Yeah, because you can Amaru Urn in either one of them, and then the other one slips in without activators. So.
And then with that overwhelming force that you discarded earlier too, if you just happen to include that in the mix, then yeah, that would have been punishing.
The Dark Forces Align.
Dark Forces Align.
Did you have over? Oh, you know what? I was thinking of overwhelming force. Never mind. I think I was confusing with that one. Yeah.
So I put this in here because a lot of people like to play like Blevins and just sit them in the bureau all game. And if you play this, you get to sneak them into the bureau. There's another card I think called No Place is Safe that kind of does the same thing, but it's specific to the bureau.
That is exactly what Ryan did to me yesterday. I had Blevin sitting in the bureau the whole time. He played No Place is Safe and then sicked the Manitou on me. So I was like, there were Blevins. But I pulled a healing card not too much long later. So Blevins was not actually in the hospital that long. I got a medical treatment right away. But I was like, that was clever. You went after my guy who's been, helping me with res. So,
yeah, that's not a fair fight. Blevins versus a werewolf.
Not at all. I was like, we're not even going to play this out. I'm just putting him in the hospital. We're done. Let's, move on.
Yeah. So
that was a really nice game. The only thing I should have played is I had limited choices, and I should have played that first at some point to force you to discard some cards, and maybe then I would have been able to play the adversaries. Maybe you would have discarded the Erlenmeyer Flask, but yeah, that's the only regret. Well, not regret, but that's the only thing I'm saying and thinking I should have done. So
I was having a really tough time for a while drawing my actual like investigation cards. So my hand at the end here was almost all conspiracy cards, and I'm just like, come on, give me a sight so I can, start making some headway here.
Hey Nathan, how many cards did you have left in your bureau deck at this point?
So I have.
You got over halfway through it, didn't you?
I have 23 left. Yeah.
Oh, okay, just over.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah. I have 20. I have 26.
Yeah. I was thinking, maybe Nathan might wind up having to use his discard pile and reshuffle it back in because this is turning out to be a longer game.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was after he got my affiliation right away.
It was a lucky guess.
Right. I'm done for.
Guillaume, how many did you have him down to at this point? I thought you were getting pretty close, especially since you knew the affiliation.
Yes, because I only asked 2 questions, I think. Well, I had him down to 5. So
it would have been risky to guess, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Maybe if I had gotten to ask another question, I guess it would have been motive. Well, I'm not sure. Maybe I would have had you down to 4, but I wouldn't have risked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was your exercise? So okay, let me. Was it the Gregors?
It was not.
Okay, so no regrets.
Okay. It was Alien Experimenters.
Okay.
Nice. Well, yeah, because I was applauding Guillaume's great guesswork in the beginning. I was like, wow, man, this is gonna be over quickly if he keeps that up.
I had to select an Alien X-Files so I could put Believe the Lie on the deck.
That's expensive.
I had that played against me in the tournament, and I can't tell you, it was, I think I had 3 X-Files left to guess, and he played Believe the Lie on me. And it was just heartbreaking because it's basically like you're starting the game over, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know that it's going to be 8 other possible cards, but you have to erase everything else on your checklist. But yeah, no, I mean, it's appropriate in its cost. But
yeah,
I do gotta, I know I was taking a lot of notes as you were going along. But yeah, so you have, looks like you have 2 Erlenmeyer flasks in your deck.
Yep. Basically, all of the Alien Matters cards I had 2 of. So the Alien Discretion that discards the bluffs, I had 2 of those. I had 2 Erlenmeyer flasks. I have, I think I had 2 Max Fennings that add 2 to your Alien Investigation because, you know, I know like Guillaume, a few times you tried to bounce my agent back to the bureau or whatever, and if you play Fennig, A, he protects against abductions like Oubliette, and 2, you know, if for example Box would get bounced back to the bureau, I can still have Fennig, and I can go get him with Manners to help with the skill effects there.
One criticism, though, Nathan, you broke my heart earlier when you discarded Krychek Possessed, because, and that's another one, David. If you're asking about favorite cards, that is definitely one of my favorites. Whenever I do play a team with Krychek, I'm always eager to see that card getting used, whether I'm playing or just, well, in this case, someone else. I was like, oh, I would have loved to see that card.
No, I would absolutely love to pull that off too, but at that point in the game, I needed the conspiracy points more.
Yeah, it was early, but he didn't even I don't have it in front of me, but it's like he has to take he has to be in a combat before you can.
He has to he has to fail the site.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, which is fine because I'm playing a lot of 5+ skill checks, which he can't make on his own. So at least in theory, I could send him to investigate the site on his own, not ever planning to succeed and get the Krychek Possessed off. But I mean, I said it was kind of a janky, like you usually don't want to fail your own sites, you know? No. So it's a tough card to fit.
It is, but yeah, you got to figure in the course of the game, you're going to just, you know, fail at one point anyway,
right?
Because your opponent's, you know, throwing the heat on you.
Right.
Well, no, so this is, you know, I have no guarantee you're going to stick with the same deck for our next game, but
I'm starting fresh.
A lot of food for thought.
I'm starting fresh. I can't.
Brand new team.
This one's going back to the scrap heap.
All right. So you're going to have a different set of agents, more than or maybe not entirely different, but
yeah.
Be some
I haven't even thought about what I'm going to do, honestly. But
all right.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I mean, I just let you watch my whole deck play.
Basically, yeah. That's why I was taking notes, because I was like, man, I gotta, have cards in play for some of this. But no, that's smart. Yeah, starting new. And whereas in my case, I would say you probably saw maybe 30% of the cards in my deck, because I'm working with a 175 card deck. So I was like, there's a lot of cards that never came up in my game with David.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest with you, after the after the hospital trip that night, I remember absolutely nothing about your deck.
Yeah, no kid. By the way, how's he doing?
Oh, he's good. He's good. He turned the corner this week, so he's back to his old talkative self. So.
Well, here's to that. I'm glad he's in good health then.
Thank you.
So, gentlemen, we have our finalists. When can we get you two together?
Well, I mean, generally weekends are good for me. So if we want to, aim for either this upcoming Saturday or the next one, I mean, yeah, I mean, Saturday nights at this time are generally favorable.
Yeah, we're big party people playing X-Files.
I would not want really. I can't imagine doing anything else on a Saturday night. So
right.
This
right.
is a highlight. Actually, like next week I'm working 6 straight days, and it's actually going to be. There's a lot of things that are coming to a head at work this upcoming week. So, and I'm going to just probably be, and generally speaking, when I'm working in the library, it is not generally a high stress job. That is why I work in a library. But it just so happens that there's unrelated factors are all kind of coming to a head this one week. And so, yeah, my mind's going to be a bit scattered, but I'm going to try to, get a chance to go through my deck. But no, it would be a great bookend. Long story short, it'd be a great bookend to, if we're available to do next Saturday, I'll just be like, perfect. So I can put this upcoming week out of my head.
Okay. I'll need to look and see what I got going on next weekend. And, but let's pencil that in for now.
All right.
Sound good?
Okay.
Yeah,
26th it is.
Yeah, and Guillaume, don't feel obligated to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch our game.
Well, I like it. It's fun. So
good.
And I was going to say, no, next week we still won't be in daylight saving mode. So yeah, it will still be 3 a.m., but that's fine.
And I'm okay. I'm a night owl too, so I'm okay if we want to do it a little later. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, Nathan, you and I are on the same time, so I mean, yeah, it works out in that sense. I mean, but yeah, ideally, if we can get, I'd rather would have Guillaume there, but if we have to wind up starting a little later, if that works for Guillaume's schedule better, I'm for it.
Whatever is best for you guys. I don't have to work after, so I can just sleep a little, and I don't have anything planned this Sunday, so I can rest all day.
Very cool.
And I'm used to getting up early anyway, so.
So we'll think 26th at 9 o'clock Central, unless someone has a conflict.
Yeah, and I can let you know tomorrow or Monday, and just make sure that so we can post it out to the world, right? Yeah.
Right, for our huge audience.
Right.
An audience of 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of us.
All 4 of us.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. This is a great time. I love playing I love having people to play the game with, right? Like these cards have just sat in my basement through like 3 moves and not done anything. So this is good.
We're all here.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, actually 3 moves for me as well. Yeah, that is true. I've not had much play since I was in my teen years, and ever since then, like Nathan said, they have been sitting in, just cases, not gathering dust, but yeah, no, it's nice to be able to, cast some light on them and actually put them to use for once. So
yeah.
Like Dax, I was just more of a collector, for the majority of the time I've owned these, but yeah, now it's actually really before I never actually did play advanced game. So I was just more of a basic, player because in my teen years, I just had a little harder time wrapping my head around some of the advanced mechanics. I was just always steered clear of them.
Well, even now as an adult, it's like half the cards I have to read 3 times to understand what they actually do, right?
Yeah, I mean, the rules are a little obtuse even after 25 years of gameplay and FAQs and judges' rules. It's still, we still need 2 people to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it any other way other than with. Yeah, especially yeah, I would want to feel. I'd feel more confident whether I come out the winner in the next one. Having two judges, to validate that, just gives it all the more sense of we played it honestly, legitimately, especially considering what the prize is now. Because it was before Dax announced it. I was like, friendly game, just nice way to refine the deck if need be. But now it's like, oh, I gotta actually, test this thing out.
Yeah, Nathan, I don't know if you've been in the Discord in the last couple hours, Nathan, but Steven is motivated.
Oh wow! No, I have not.
That was just I'm being facetious, or just trying to build up anticipation for it, But no, I told my buddy Ryan, I was like, hey man, do you want to come over this weekend? Because I need to practice this deck. I tried out a little bit of it against David, but that was not really a thorough use of it considering the size of the deck. So I was like, I need to get some practice in. And it was insightful. The two games that I played against him the other day. So I'm feeling better about it, but then again, I'm still going in and, making some revisions here or there. Oh, I also had a question about a particular card that came up. I'm not using it in mine, but, Ryan pulled it out during our games. It's the Assassinated event card from the Truth is Out There edition. The first part of the effect is pretty obvious. It just negates a witness, removes it from the game. But it's that second sentence where you couldn't make heads or tails of it as to why it's there, or if there is a typo in there on one particular symbol. But I couldn't make sense of where that second sentence comes in.
Yeah, I agree.
It's there. I
have looked at this card too, and I don't understand it because it's not. It doesn't say it's a resource.
Mm-hmm.
The witness to gain a permanent skill increase of +1 on an investigating team agent. Place this card beneath the agent. But why would you want to give a +1 to your opponent's agent?
Exactly.
Right? I think it's in the FAQ. That card is in the FAQ, and if I understand correctly, so basically the investigating player plays a witness, and the conspiracy player then plays Assassinated to negate the witness, and the conspiracy player then places Assassinated on one of his own agents to gain a permanent modifier for his next turn when he's the investigating player.
I see.
It seems kind of random to be setting it on one of their, because as the conspiracy player, his agents aren't coming into play at that point. So it seemed. I mean, it's the best understand. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just as Guillaume explains it. But it still leaves me to question why, though. Yeah, Ryan and I were both kind of speculating. I wonder if they meant -1 instead of +1. I was like, if that were the case, that would make sense. But,
so the +1 applies. So you get to. Well, and then the other question I have. Let's say that's right, and it's the +1 is to your agent, not your opponent's agent. Is it the skill that the witness modifies? Or do you get to pick any skill you want to be +1? Right?
So, since it doesn't specify, I'd say you choose whatever skill you want. But again, that's really powerful, I think, for just a 5 CP card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention what it, and I know the witnesses from 1013. They're the ones that where you have you can choose from a couple skills. Usually that really wasn't a thing prior to 1013, except for maybe Melissa Scully. Yeah, so that's the other thing is like, what if it's played on a 1013 witness? Is like in that case, do you choose which of the two, or like as we're throwing out now, is it just any skill check? Which I'm of the
well, if you think about now that I think about it, so you can negate a witness with Assassinated that doesn't add anything to a skill check.
True.
it's got to be your choice, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it could be for assassinate Kevin Morris or
right,
Charlie Toscani. You know,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a powerful card the only limitation on it is, it's a dead card if your opponent isn't playing witnesses. But I think most decks have at least a couple witnesses in them.
Yeah.
Whether they're trying to negate, like the Dr. Blockhead and all the other ones that negate. Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to have a deck that is completely void of witnesses, even though they're not generally looked upon as favorably as other cards.
Or
So,
Guillaume, I know,
don't know.
we both
card
had the Thinker in our decks.
Yes, and
it just seems. Oh, go ahead.
I had the Thinker at the beginning of the game, but I didn't have enough resource points to play because I could have played the Thinker to change the Manitou's keyword to event, and I had a free key, but I didn't have enough resource points. So because I had played I had put a gun on Scully, which I didn't get to use. So if I hadn't done that, I could have negated the Manitou. So that's another lesson, not to put equipment too early in the game.
Oh,
that is a great lesson to impart. Yeah, because it seems like the Thinker, and because I've had it come up, I think it came up in our game last week, David, and I think thinking in my games yesterday with Ryan, it's like it just seems like he's coming up at a time where he's not, I mean, that 5 RP is it's a lot, and so he just winds up being something to sell, as he has been, at least in the more recent games I've observed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because he's quite expensive, but then you also have to pay for another card because by alone he doesn't do anything. And that got me thinking that maybe a good card would be to have a card which allows you to change a keyword on one of your cards. Like, let's say on a side card, if you play Robert Patnick, you can then play a card to change the keyword result to any other keyword. So that could be a good card to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also I was I'm always curious because No One's So Paranoid might be arguably my favorite card, but I gotta ask Nathan, where did you go about acquiring yours? If you recall, I know you may have had it.
So I actually have 4 of them.
Wow.
Oh, good Lord.
And I think the most recent one I bought, like I know I bought a couple of them back in I want to say 2009, 2010.
Voyager promotions?
No, actually, they were just so to build my collection. For a couple of years, I was just kind of buying random stuff off eBay. Just someone would throw up a collection, and no one was buying this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be it'd just be me and maybe one other person bidding on it. So I would just get and I had no idea what was in them, right? I think I picked up one of them that way. It was just a random card in the collection. So just over the years, I've been picking them up, and I think the most recent one I got was in 2018 or 2019. It was before the pandemic and before card games really blew up again, when everybody was sort of on lockdown. But I think I only paid, I want to say $15 for it, $20, something like that. I mean, they were super cheap until the pandemic hit and everybody started playing card games again. And then,
have you seen what a No One's So Paranoid is running for on eBay right now?
They're $100 now, aren't they?
I saw one for $218.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was like, that's insane.
Yes,
that is.
That's the only card I'm missing.
I know
still
the
don't
price
have
of these
it, but
cards has been going up in the last few years, but good Lord.
I would never pay that much for one card.
No, not even a Gen Con card I would pay that much for, let alone a Gen Con promo.
You know what, Guillaume? That's what I said about Magic too, and I've gotten pretty deep in it.
Oh, Chaos Orb.
Oh man! Well, I used to play work in a card shop back in the late '90s and early 2000s. So I had a huge Magic collection, including Black Lotus and Moxes and stuff like that. that I sold off when I went to college in 2003 for like $2,000. And now that collection's easily worth $50,000-$60,000. It's pretty wild.
It's like, isn't a Black Lotus alone worth about $2,000 right now?
More like 15,000.
Yeah.
It's just silly. It's silly.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord.
So, and I sold my Magic stuff because I'm like, I thought Magic was dying. I was never going to look at the cards again. I'm like, I'm going to college. What do I need this stuff for, right? And now fast forward to 2022, and I'm playing more Magic than ever. Go figure. So,
an unexpected side effect of COVID, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. But it's a good thing, Like,
yeah.
Look at the use we're getting out of these X-Files cards, and it's awesome because Guillaume, like, I'm connecting with you in France.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So,
and before last year, I had never played the game because, like Steven, I was mostly collecting, and I was collecting back in 1997. But back then, I didn't really understand what the card were about.
Right.
And I tried translating the rule book, but I couldn't understand what I was supposed to do. And anyway, there was no one to play with me, so I was just collecting the cards.
Right. And like the game is legit fun. Like, I have fun playing this, so it's all good. Yeah.
And a few weeks ago, we had a question about witnesses, and I can't remember if we settled on that because the question was, does a site have to be in play for witness to be played? I know Kevin Morris and stuff and witnesses like that can be played at any time, but for instance, like Brad Wilczek, it's adds 2 to 1 team's computer skill check. So do you have to have a computer site to play, or can you play him if you have computer access denied, for instance? If your opponent plays computer access denied on you, can you play Wilczek then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was my thinking as well, but I thought we didn't really settle on an answer when we talked about it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, the witness cards don't say like it adds to a site skill check. The witness
Some of them do, right?
So I thought they just say they add to one team's alien investigation skill check.
Yeah, like Fennig just says
check.
Fennig just says adds 2 to 1 team alien investigation skill check.
Right. So it could be
Doesn't have to be a
non-site skill check.
Right, but I thought there were actually witnesses that do say it's got to be a site skill check. Maybe I'm wrong.
That I would have to. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Nothing's coming to my mind because most of the time the wording is consistent. I mean, you have like even Dr. Diamond, he's a resource, but and Samantha Mulder. No, I have to check because I haven't fully transcribed all of my cards to Excel like David's doing, so I'm not quite there where I can just do a quick keyword find.
Or maybe I'm thinking of equipment.
Does it say that for equipment? So I thought equipment's kind of the same. It just adds to one agent's whatever skill.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about at all. Equally plausible.
Maybe there are some bluff sites which specifically negate a site skill check, and then sometimes it's just any skill check for bluffs. But I think that's the only time where there is a difference between site and any skill check. Right,
because I'm thinking of that phrase site skill check. And yeah, no, that doesn't come up very often, except for, I think as Guillaume said, maybe in bluffs and maybe some events as well. But yeah, no, I can't think of.
Yeah, you're right.
And it just comes from having written so many witness cards, and because I always, as I'm writing them, I'm going and trying to, imitate the vernacular from the the commercially released ones. So it's sort of just been ingrained in my head that the way the wording is, at least for the witness, because they and equipment, because they're just consistent in that, except for things like in the earlier in Premier and Truth, they use an actual number, whereas in 1013, they spell out the number.
Yes.
Why?
Doesn't make any difference, but yeah, I don't know why they changed that.
Well, I'm looking at my Excel sheet. Excel to the rescue.
Yeah. You finished translating them or transcribing them all?
I am missing only like 4 witnesses, the cards that I don't have, and I haven't looked them up yet. But I did a search for the word site and all of the description, or the effects, and it came up with 0.
Okay. Well, that answers that. I have no clue what I'm talking about. That will not be the last time, I promise you.
I think that can be said for all of us. Yeah. Sorry, my cat's just begging me for food right now.
And your cat is freaking my cat out. She's 3 years
Is it
old.
for real? Oh, geez. Yeah, no, it's getting close to midnight, so that's where he knows he's getting fed pretty soon. He's a big cat, so he's on diet food. He only gets meals certain times a day. He's borderline obese through no fault of my own. He's trying to keep his weight under control.
All right. Well, I guess I better get to work on deck building, huh?
Yeah,
got
especially if
some
we're
homework.
looking at it in a week. As I said, I don't know how much time I'm going to get with work, but I'm going to try to maybe do some revising of mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Well, if we need to push it
tomorrow might
off
be
another week till the weekend after next, that's fine too.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how things are going. If I'm just like, if my mind's not quite, because I mean, granted, there are stakes in this next game. So, how long? I mean, David, how do you feel about? I mean, I know you want to try to, get some, notice out there so people are aware that we're gonna have that next game. But how close to the wire are you feeling comfortable in? Holding off advertising it?
Oh, I don't have any preference really. I mean, how about we kind of thought about this coming, a week from now.
I heard your cat that time too.
There's so many cats.
So, we kind of decided to pencil in the 26th, a week from today. Maybe we'll just check in on Discord on, Wednesday, the 23rd, and just see how everyone's feeling. And if we need to push it out, we'll push it out.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I got to work on Saturday too. And so it's like I won't get home until, about 4 hours before we would, be playing. But no, I'm thinking, I'm still feeling like I want to play after the week I got coming up. I mean, I just want to, just put my head down and play X-Files and try to forget what this week is about to throw at me. So, I'm still keen on doing it, but I just may have to just wind up settling for the deck that I'm currently working with, which I house in not one but 2 of the X-Files because they can't fit in one. So
it's a jumbo deck.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, it's a super deck, but I have to look at maybe seeing what I might do differently about it because it seems like I didn't have too much trouble getting the cards that I needed despite the hefty size of that deck. They seemed like they were coming up, as I more or less needed them to be, but I still don't want to bank on that when when we're actually going toe to toe next week, and it's like, oh, now they're not coming up when they were in all my previous games.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the stakes are too high.
I also like that you threw out the sinus cavity implant. Has that been one that you? Well, is this your first deck that you've constructed, or have you constructed previous ones?
So, me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, it's my second deck. The first one was more alien and occult oriented. There was a Mulder, Krychek, Holstein, and Skinner. Yes. And so it was mostly alien and occult investigation. And I've played 3 games with that deck, but I really wanted to change things there because it was not boring, but there are so many agents and so many other cards that I wanted to try playing with something else. But you don't get as many great cards for science or computer. But for Alien, you get like the LMAO Flask, Alien Discretion. You have also like the promo card, the French promo card. So you have a lot of options for cool effects, which I don't think you get for other skills.
And maybe that should be one of the goals of our expansion here, is to kind of equalize those a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah. Something to keep in mind for season 5 anyway, right?
Yeah, and yours definitely leans heavy on the alien investigation, and Guillaume's leans heavy on the sciences. No, and that actually can help us with coming up with cards to benefit that specific skill. Mine's kind of all over the board, which is kind of also why I might be considering a changing of my agents. It's like, they're good in behavioral, but it's like they just barely cut muster when it comes to a lot of other skills. So it's like if one goes to the hospital, it might be curtains for until they're out of there. Hence why a lot of medical or healing cards come up in there. So it might be changing up a lot of it. But I will tell you, it's like as I was bringing up sinus cavity implant, that's another big favorite of mine. And so I have a point. I make a point of having 2 of those in my deck because, man, it is crazy that card only costs 1 CP, and if you play it face down, you're paying nothing to just devastate your opponent's res. And it just seems like that is a secret weapon card that, as I was telling David in the chat, I was like, it hasn't come up. I haven't seen it come up much in not whether it be Mike and Matt or trying to think of the other 2 guys who, David, you shared their video with before too, and I was like, I don't see that card coming up very much, and it really is a good card.
Kevin Morris was really useful for you, Nathan. And at first I had, I think it's Dr. Nolet, the witness card, and I had it in my deck and I removed it. But he would have been useful as well because I played quite a few sciences keyword cards. It was the first time that I saw one such witness being played, and I think I would definitely add one to my deck because it can be quite useful.
And I was really on the fence about whether to have Manners or Nemhauser as my other agent. And when I realized that on turn 1, I can have Manners go and search for Morris and basically subsidize my entire alien investigation strategy that way. Like, I'm like, oh man, this is great. You play him turn 1 and he just constantly generates resource points for you. Yeah.
And I gotta, since you brought up Manners, if you recall, the reason I had David bring me in at that point is because I have a tendency to forget that Manners does not contribute to alien investigation skill. It just seems so logical that he should have alien investigation as a skill, but yet he doesn't. He has observation, but from the events of the episode, it's like it just seems like it's a misstep that he doesn't have that as a skill. So I was coming in and be like, oh, you forgot he does not lend to alien, which it just feels like in your gut that he should have alien investigation as a skill.
Well, he really should have skeptic as a
that too
keyword too.
Yeah. Some things don't quite make sense. Like I chose my X-Files randomly. So when you asked the first question, I didn't know what my X-File was, and I was surprised that the motive was security for Joe the Devil, which does not make any sense. I think the Joe the Devil's motive should be maybe survival, but security.
I'm thinking what that is that because there are a few X-File cards where I'm like, no, that doesn't seem like Yeah, and I think it was just because they got to a point where they had to more or less not evenly distribute certain characteristics like that, but there was getting to a point where it's like, we just have too much death as a result. So even though there are a lot of adversaries for which, or not adversaries, there are a lot of those X-File cards of which death is really the end result, but they just don't use it because if they did that, if they applied that faithful descriptor, how many of them would not have death as a result? That would be very few. Very, very few of them would not have death as a result if they were going faithful. But it does nag at me when, as Guillaume pointed out, certain ones like that where it is absolutely not a fitting allocation of that characteristic. And actually, I should tell you, Nathan, I have already picked out my X-File card for our game. I did that I think it was actually right after I finished my games with Ryan yesterday. I was like, well, I have not used this one in a while, so I'm gonna just go with that. But yeah, and it's also very carefully chosen too. So it's just it's not a last minute decision. It's one that I've already carefully planned.
Did you guys ever play using the X-File power?
Oh, I'd really like to. I never have though.
Because I did once and it's really fun. And I think it does make more sense because as you get closer to the X-File, it does make sense that you would get more chances to fight back. And there are some really cool effects. So I think that's quite a fun rule.
Playing off what you're saying, Guillaume, I'm thinking down the line, after we, we're going to wrap up this tournament potentially next week. That not being the end of it. I mean, what are we, coming back for another mini tournament? We can do something different whether we decide we want to, I don't know, David will get really excited about it, whether we decide, let's incorporate killer cards or let's include custom cards or let's do power rules or something like that. I'm thinking, maybe we could do another mini tournament after this one where we decide we want to do something different than we did in the previous tournament. And then, we can just kind of keep coming back to and just doing something different. So it keeps it interesting.
Keeps it fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd really like to do one where we integrate the season 4 cards as like a play test experience.
Me too. We are about 47% through as of the last 2 site cards, and I haven't sent Dax any of the events yet because actually when he sent me the last 2, he replied, I think he was probably joking when he said it, but he's like, I need a break with double exclamation points at the end. So I think he was kind of joking when he said that because at that point he had done 82 cards just for me, and that's not counting, all the other projects he's been doing, to say nothing of the expansion he's done for Mike and Matt, of which I don't know how many cards are in that, but no doubt. I figure, I as he was saying that, I was like, he's probably, half joking. So I was like,
well, there's no,
sending him.
There's no rush on any of this for us. So
there is not.
Give him a week off.
And plus, it's going to give me a chance to go back and review the events anyway, because there are so many of them. And of course, as I was writing them, I was doing it amidst writing all the other ones. And I think I'm finding that, I think every time I review some of them, there's always a word that I just decide to change in that. So it wouldn't hurt to, give me more time to review them before. Actually, and maybe I just, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I ought to just post the text for these cards in Discord while we're waiting to get them to Dax, so you guys can see. And actually, that would actually be a time saver, not just for getting them out, but for Dax, because I hate having to go back and do revisions on it. So maybe that's what I'm going to do now while we give him a little bit of time off. Is I'll just post the text for these events, and you guys can weigh in on them, because I think, yeah, there might be some where, you know, we might have to modify the wording just a little bit so we, you know, we don't have to go back later on and have him redo some things when we realize, oh, that isn't as mechanically sound as I had thought it would be.
Right.
So
Yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do it, but one of the things I will do at some point here is just get down on paper, like my thoughts about how the process should be. You know what I mean? For creating
Yep.
this stuff. And I think it sounds like Dax is having some burnout right now already. And so I think, yeah, whatever we can do to kind of take the burden off him, you know, making sure that what we're giving him to do is like the final form, right?
Yes.
So he doesn't have to keep going back at it. That's probably
Yeah,
It does take a lot of
it's
time to make
washed out
cards. Yeah.
for him, and all that work goes to waste. And not to say that's the case, but
right.
you know, it wouldn't be a good feeling though if that, you know, unlikely situation played out and it turns out that some of the cards I had coming up were not, you know, sound.
Yeah. Well, maybe not even just sound, but maybe, you know, when we start playing them, it's you think of something better to do with them or some way to improve them a little bit, you know? So like, I have no doubt that when we start playing them, the stuff you're coming up with like plays well. You know what I mean? Just based on what I've seen, like, I think it's going to be pretty seamless, but you know, maybe when we play with it, you have a different idea about it or whatever. And, you know, want to tweak it in some way. I just don't want to lose Dax, right? Because he's like, he's so good at creating these cards.
Not to say that, not to suggest that that's the case. I mean, I do think he you know, he did say, no, just send him whenever. After I said I would hold off on him, he's like, no, send him whenever. And I'm like, but I was like, I will, but I was like, but at the same time, you know, it wouldn't hurt to take a step back and review these ideas first, you know, before he goes to the trouble of putting them together. And then we have to keep going back and be like, oh, you know, take that word out, add this word here, yada, yada, yada. And then that way he's getting the complete, you know, furnished product from us, you know, to put to his templates.
Event cards are really tricky.
There are 56 events, and there are about 25 bluffs. And so for those being, you know, the type of card, those particular types of cards where there's, as you know, we know from playing this game that a lot of our questions about, you know, the mechanics and, you know, getting the judges to weigh in, it does seem like it's invariably with regards to events and bluffs. So, yeah, all the more reason to, you know, see if we can refine them in a way that there's not really going to be leaving a whole lot of questioning on the player's parts as to, you know, how to interpret the text.
And we also have to keep the text quite short, because from what I've seen, because I think that Dax doesn't like to change the size of the font on the cards. So I guess that's a good thing for us because it gives us a frame, and we have to keep it brief but clear at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I do admit there are some event cards coming up where, because I do like to be faithful to the story from which the episode is being, you know, derived for the card. There are some ones that are, I mean, they're not situational, but they're a little bit hyper verbal with the text, and I don't want to. Yeah, I don't like him having to shrink the text because, you know, I don't like having to to squint to read some of that text. So I mean, I prefer if you can maintain the traditional font size as much as possible, but knowing that, might have to excise a little bit of the quote in order to get it to fit. That's probably going to happen. And that was especially the case, you know, when we got to the Gulag cards for the adversaries, and in which, you know, there are more Gulag cards coming up for which that same length of text is going to reappear in the events and bluffs. So yeah. If there's a way we can refine some of that a bit, I mean, yeah, I could use your help with the succinctness of it.
Just to put a capstone on this, so the advanced rulebook has a little glossary in the back that describe what the affiliations and motives and methods and whatnot for the X-Files are. Security, the X-File is concerned with ensuring that all threats to its existence are eliminated, which I guess does describe the Jersey Devil's journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it does make sense. Yes.
Yeah.
That is true. And security, in the case of the Jersey Devil, security for its youngin, because it did have a child at the end, as we saw at the end. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We're thinking security and like preservation of classified evidence. Is our typical understanding of it. But yeah, no, that. Thanks for recalling that, Nathan, because I forgot that glossary was back there.
I didn't. I just stumbled on it when I was looking for some other stuff.
Yeah.
So.
No, I can't honestly say I've actually read that advanced book from cover to cover. I typically, I read through the gameplay with Randy and Les, and pretty much that's where I stop. I know the power rules are tucked away back there as well, but yeah, I haven't read through that, except for maybe a cursory glance.
Yeah.
Actually, I reread it this week because I wanted to get new ideas for season 7. So actually, just reading it gave me quite a few new ideas, which I now have to find the right episode to fit that idea.
Are you finding that to be the case more often than not, Guillaume, where you have an idea and you have to find an episode to fit it, or is it vice versa where you see something that from an episode that you want to make a card and then that translates to an idea?
I think it's a little bit of both, because I'm when I rewatched the episodes, I was taking notes on what could possibly make it into the game, but I'm doing episode per episode, and so what I do is I start by watching the episode on my computer, taking screenshots to see what can be used for a card, and then I try to stay coherent with the episode, but at the same time I also have another list when I get an idea for a cool card or for a nice idea, and I try to see if I can fit that idea into the episode that I'm currently doing. But so it's a little bit of both. But I will definitely need to do some trimming because I'm doing all things currently, and I already have 155 cards. So not all of them are good, and I don't think all of them deserve to be in the game. But so I think once I get to Requiem, maybe I will have 200 cards. So that's definitely too much.
For an even when I got to 175, I was like, this seems excessive. But at the same time, I haven't yet encountered anything yet that I feel like that's cutting room floor. Not yet, but that could very well be the case as we get into the next 55, the 55 event cards coming up. I could be changing my tune on that. But and with season 7, I got to admit, I mean, I don't have as much of an intimate knowledge of season 7 as I do with, say, seasons 3 or 4. Mostly just because it's not. You're hard pressed to find anyone who's going to list season 7 as in their top favorite seasons, but
it's not the best season.
It is not. There's just parts of that season that I think, even though like I love the show overall, there are parts of that season that I just like to black out, and I say like I never skip when I do my rewatches. I never skip, but I will probably be playing on my phone a little bit more during certain season 7 episodes. Like, all right, SimCity we're watching first person shooter. I'm gonna be playing SimCity during most of this. So yeah, something.
Actually,
like
first person shooter give me good cards idea, so maybe because
I gotta admit though, and I think I've said this before, I think that's one episode that even though I disliked the episode, I think there's a lot of mechanics, or I think there's a lot of about that episode that just translates very well to card form. And yeah, and I'm finding that as I'm thinking about season 5. I mean, I'm not crazy about every episode. I don't like Kitsunegari. Even like I'm Christmas Carol and Emily. I'm not fans of those episodes. I really don't like them. I know they're mythology and all that, but I don't much care for them. But there are things about them that are actually, worthy of inclusion, in the game. So it's like I'm not skipping any episodes as I'm writing these cards, but there's just some that's like, well, I don't like the episode so much, but it sure makes a damn good card.
Yeah. Like Christmas Carol is a great, like, just straight up detective story,
Mm-hmm.
for that criminal investigation evidence collection stuff. That's just, it's not sexy in the sense of alien or occult, but it's like fingerprinting in the premiere side, just some base stuff. So I hear you.
Yeah, but it's the second part of that episode where it just kind of takes the turn and goes. Yeah, to be fair, the first half isn't actually that bad. It's when they get into Emily where that's where it's a little
gets
more
weird.
Worthy. Yeah, and it ultimately doesn't even it doesn't break new ground with the mythology in any way that's enlightening anything. It's like, let's just give Scully a misery story, and
Yeah.
It
and it's quickly forgotten, except in All Souls. But after that, you never hear about Emily again. So
except for All Souls, and that just seemed like again just a very fleeting reminder. And not to just go on a long rant about that, but it's just like it just seemed to me that the writers, when they got to the point when they're bringing in William, they knew that it was going to be problematic for Mulder and Scully to have their regular adventures when the show broke off into either movies or future seasons, and so they decided that they were going to get rid of William. But they knew that going way back in season 5 when they brought in Emily, and they quickly chose to kill her off because it's like, this is going to seriously dampen, Scully's ability to go off and do cases with Mulder if Scully has a child. But yet, knowing that, later on, they were just dead set on bringing William in knowing that could be a potential problem for them down the line.
Well, it wasn't a problem because David Duchovny practically left the show, right?
Yeah.
So he wanted out, and then they dropped Scully off in favor of Reyes. So
true. And so for that brief amount of time, and then David Duchovny comes back and writes the episode William, and he's like, yeah, and he actually said, it's like, yeah, because we're looking at maybe doing movies after this, the kid's got to go.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it was not a really good storyline for the overall story of the show.
Right.
When I rewatched season 8, it was. I don't hate season. I quite like season 8, but it was better. When I remember, I thought it was better in my mind than when I actually rewatched it. And just having Scully's pregnancy last for I don't know how many months, because basically she should have given birth in episode 8 or 9, but. There are so many episodes where her pregnancy is not even a factor, or even just the fact that Mulder is missing. It's just they don't even mention it. So,
No, you're right, because in episode 6, it's like it's happening in December, and that's Red Rum. Sorry, Red Rum is taking place in December, and Scully got. She first realized she was pregnant in May. I was like, okay, you should be 7 months along at this point. And even the episode with when they go in the subway, Medusa.
Yeah, Medusa.
That's also in winter. It's like, okay, you're not even showing yet at this point, Scully. Yeah, the timing gets lost because of the way that the show was. They had the season or the summer hiatus, and they
could have just avoided that by not showing any season. they could have not shown snow or anything, and we wouldn't have known.
Yeah. No, yeah, their internal timeline is really messed up. However, yeah, I do like season 8, and actually, if we ever do get to the point when we're writing cards for season 8, there are some damn good adversaries in that season that are going to translate to some very interesting cards. You know, even like Bad Law, which is I hate that episode so much, but that's gonna make for an interesting adversary.
Oh, I love it. It's so weird.
Yeah,
It's such
John
a weird
Scheiben
episode.
Yeah,
Creepy.
Sometimes the John Scheiben episodes are just ones that I'm tempted to skip them because they're often, subpar. Starting with Tessa.
Always.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, season 8. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nathan.
Oh no, I didn't have anything to say.
I was gonna say, season 8, I'm gonna love writing those adversaries if I get to them, but I mean, I'm thinking at this point we just kind of like want to maybe go more or less the way we've got mapped out, where we're gonna do season 4, season 5. I think. Are you thinking the season 1 and 2 revisit at that point?
I don't know. I mean, at this point, we're probably game planning too far ahead to think beyond season 5, right? Let's worry about.
Going though with it is
I mean, as I conceive it, these expansions are, it's maybe 2 a year kind of thing. There's just a lot that has to happen with playtesting, and Dax has to design them all, and it's we're a skeleton crew.
Yeah.
Right? So,
which is fine. I mean, we'll get the job done, but it'll just be eventual.
Right. And I'm not in any particular, like I envision like working on this like over the course of many years. You know what I mean? Like, and it's good for the game if we keep pumping stuff in. So
I'll be honest, as I'm writing these season 5 cards, the bureau file. So the bureau file number for my season 5 cards, it's XF23, as in 2023, because I was like, I have no. I mean, I have no wager on us actually getting any of the season 5 cards, even to Dax. I mean, I know we're only in, March, but I still don't see it. Knowing that right now, I still have about 148 cards I still got to send him, and we still got to play test these. And I don't have any illusions of us getting to season 5 in 2022. So I'm just already making my bureau file numbers configured to the following year, because I was like, it's not happening. And I would, I'll wager I'll still be writing season 5 cards, as we get to Christmas. Because actually, that's when I had my big break through with season 4, is just because, my wife and my daughter went to New Mexico for 8 days, and I had to stay here to work and look after the cats, so I had the house to myself, and so I had 8 days of just being
X-Files glory.
Yeah, that was all I was doing, and I wrote probably somewhere between 100 and 110 of those cards just in the span of that 8 days. But of course, that was just when the inspiration was just like the ideas were coming to my head as faster than I could get them written. And now that I got all of those out, it's like now it's just kind of I think like I've got all the good ideas out, so now it's almost like it's with season 5, it's a bit of trying to break new ground with the cards and come up with something that I did not just do for season 4. But yeah, so that's why season 5 I feel is going to take a little bit longer. Before I feel like, all right, this is ready to take to Dax.
One thing, I mean, and this is just me personally, one thing I don't want to do is like just put a ton of pressure on myself or anyone else to like crank this out quick. You know what I'm saying? Because this is supposed to be fun.
We're not
for me to design and hopefully for everybody else to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm I'm good with a slow and steady wins the race approach too.
And not to mention, like,
Designing
by
and
taking
stuff.
our time with the later expansions, this will give, any of the other people that are in the Facebook group who want to try out these cards, it'll give them time to absorb them, play with them, and get acquainted with them, and and then it's like, okay, now we're going to be throwing out another expansion.
Exactly.
That's later on, and a lot of time will have elapsed at that point. So yeah, it might be ready rather than just throwing all of these expansions out at once. And I think that would be a little too much.
Exactly.
A little too quickly.
And I'd still like to bring another couple people into the group here and have them design stuff, give feedback. So I'll put feelers out over the next couple weeks and see if we can grab another couple people. There are a few in the group I know that have design cards ready that I'd like to reach out to because they're clearly into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet as far as like outside of our core group. The activity on the page hasn't been there aren't any others that are standing out in my head, at least not at this moment, where I'm like, that might be another potential recruit right there. It hasn't come, at least not to me. It hasn't occurred to me, but
no. And this was months ago, that I saw some people that were just posting their own stuff. So, but my thinking was they're clearly interested in creating their own dream cards. So see if they want to do it with us, right?
Yeah. No, it would be good. Just have another idea, and if someone's wanting to take the reins on an expansion, a season we haven't even really considered yet, that's great.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know if I could see myself wanting to take up another, whether it be season 6. I don't have that space for that right now, and I don't know if I will. I don't know, but for 5. I mean, I could see myself maybe being interested in doing season 8 or part of it, but then after that, I'm not sure. I might be just content with that work as far as taking the lead goes. But when I'm talking about helping Guillaume with season 7 or with the seasons 1 and 2 revisiting, I'm all for lending a hand, but definitely not taking the lead on any of them.
Yeah.
What about you, David? Are you wanting to take the lead on any expansion, or you just, I know you're kind of busy with the possible RPG and all that.
I'm not. I'm a little intimidated, to be honest with you. I'm not familiar with the episodes like you guys are. So no particular season stands out in my mind.
I remember when we were talking about the host episode, and Steven was knew the name of the wastewater treatment plant director off the top of his head, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Holy cow!
Ray, yep.
You're an encyclopedia, my friend.
It is with the earlier seasons, that is definitely true. But you try to quiz me on seasons 10 and 11, I'll probably wind up drawing a blank outside of the fairly obvious trivia questions. Even season 7, I would say, because again, I I sometimes tune out those episodes when I'm watching them. But no, you'd be hard pressed to find trivia, I think, for the earlier seasons that I might wait. What was that? No, but I'm always game to prove me wrong on that, though. So,
All right, should we call it, gents?
So after 12, my cats have gone quiet, which means they might have died of starvation or might have cannibalized one another. So I need to go feed them.
Nice.
But be on the lookout for some card text to get posted in the Discord group. Probably I might just go and start posting the first few events in there tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Before we go, Stephen, is your season 4 all written?
Yeah, it is all written. I've reviewed them like at least either semi-thoroughly or somewhat cursory, especially when you get towards the bluffs. So it's just a matter of refining the text, possibly, or maybe refining the cost, and just questioning, like, whether that is sound or are all the keywords accounted for in there. No, they're written. They are. I got them in my spreadsheet. They are. Everything's there. It's just a question of, is this card actually as mechanically sound as I intended it to be? They're all written.
If they're all in a spreadsheet and we're wanting to start play testing some of them, it's very easy to do a mail merge and create cards without the images and stuff if we wanted to start testing mechanics and
Okay.
see if the costs all make sense and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you? I know mail merge, like, that's like some. I haven't done that, but I know it's like something that's been around for ages.
If you post your spreadsheet to the shared folder, I can take a look at it.
We shared in Discord.
No, player. I remember I sent you the invite for the shared OneDrive folder.
You did? When was this?
It went to my spam. You may need to check it out. But yeah, I think, mine was sent after yours, I think. So date isn't going to.
Do you have a date for when you sent that?
Last Sunday now? I think you sent it last Sunday. Last Sunday.
Oh, last Sunday. Okay. Gosh, I have to scroll back.
Let
me search. I don't remember getting anything about it.
I received it on Monday, but at 4 a.m. So that's Sunday night for you guys.
I'm just checking right now.
Here it is. It's on the 13th. It's 4:43 p.m.
Okay.
So yeah, Sunday at 9:43 your time. It says David Pease shared the folder X Files community with you.
Yeah. Maybe try it again, because I'm not having any luck finding it in my. I'm searching by your name and I'm not getting anything for last week. I have what you sent tonight, and then the last time I haven't received anything from you is since like February 5th or something. So yeah, if you could send it to me again, I can put it up there. And you guys, or do we want to just put it all out at once, or do we want to because I was thinking it might also be good if we just go kind of like card by card as we're reviewing it collectively. Review each of the event cards. That way we'll make sure we're covering them all. How do you want to do that?
Well, and this is more where I come in when I worked at Pokemon, doing these kind of planning sessions. So Nathan, I might be more inclined or better suited to help you with setting up framework for people rather than making the cards myself. Whereas, you guys are like a total database for the episodes, and I'm completely lost. And I just learned there was a season 11 like a couple days ago, and I looked at the description. It's like Mulder and Scully are trying to find their son. I'm like, what? I had no clue. So I tried to look up streaming the episodes, and I can only get season 1. So I'm permanently in limbo on that, but
you're not missing much.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that.
I was a huge fan.
You know what? You were not, except for like maybe the Darren Morgan episode in season 11.
Yes,
the Lost Art of Forehead Sweat.
So you're doing it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a letdown, unfortunately.
I was a fan up until like Doggett came in, and I was just like, this show has just jumped the shark for me. so I stopped watching it then. But
I can understand that.
Mm.
I liked Doggett, but it was definitely a very big change for the show. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
it's
too
not the
much
same.
change. It didn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm trying to imagine. As for the majority of us, we had Doggett introduced to us. One episode a week. So it was a gradual introduction. But I'm trying to imagine that now, whereas if I'd never seen the show and I was just binging it, how that would affect my perception of Doggett and Reyes. I don't know. It's hard to fathom like watching the show for the first time week to week and never having seen it before, and I can't. Yeah, it's just the history of it is just dates back to the 90s, and that's just how I'm always gonna look back and like my introductions to each episode come from waiting week in and week out, and sometimes summers long, to see these episodes. So yeah, I don't know.
But getting back to your original question, Stephen, looking at each card one at a time is a trap, because you need to think the whole expansion and do all of these cards interact. If you look at them one at a time, you're solving one problem at a time without thinking down the line, how does this work for the rest of the event cards? How does this work into season 6, season 7? Pokemon was always like 3-4 expansions ahead of time. I would go down to the design team and be like, oh, I'm so excited about this mechanic, and they'd be like, what? Oh yeah, we did that like a year ago.
Yeah, no, good point. Yeah, it's quite possible that some of the cards that Nathan and Guillaume have already conceived or have a kernel of an idea for it might just be coming up in one of these season 4 cards. So that's a good idea. So yeah, if you could send me the thing, I'll the invite again. I can get it up there. I mean, tomorrow. So, I don't really have much going on tomorrow, so I should be able to. I can put it up there. You guys can look at them. But at the same time, while it's there, I do want to just talk about each card again while we're just kind of giving Dax a little bit of a break. From my repeat messages with new card text. It was like, if we just want to go through and evaluate, does this work? And yes, and also while we're talking about the bigger picture as well. Yeah, because there are just some in there that I just want you guys to just see, and not just for the wow factor, but also just to let me know, like, am I being sound in the conception of the card?
I mean, there's a couple pitfalls. I worked for Coinstar for a while. We were working on this automated coffee machine, and the engineers weren't real critical thinkers. They didn't. They would take a problem, they would solve that problem. Like, oh, great, okay, great, and then they move to the next problem, and they would put these blinders on, and we're going to solve this one problem right now. They would figure it out, and then they would move to the next one. And by the time they got to the end, it was this bizarre Rube Goldberg machine, like Mousetrap, where it just had all these wacky things going on, and none of them worked together. And some of the solutions in step 5 would cause a problem in step 7, but they didn't get it because they didn't look at it. And when you look at the first couple, the expansions in the X-Files that were published by USPCC and Next, you can see that they were doing that same thing, because there's the field office crime lab that got mentioned in 2 cards and was completely forgotten. It's not mentioned in Scully. It's not mentioned in any of these things. It's just disappeared. The keyword evidence was used on 2 cards and then just disappeared. So that's them taking all these great ideas that they have and just thinking as fast as they can, and then not following it all the way through. So that's where we got to be careful. So Nathan, I'm totally down with you. Just take it easy. There's no rush. Let's think not just season 4, but season 5 and season 6. How are we going to use these keywords later on in the game as well, and keep them alive and keep them relevant, and not just have it be on 2 cards and it just falls on its face.
Yeah. And to be fair, season 4, I think, has done a very good job of weaving some of those concepts that they didn't.
Oh yeah,
that they didn't develop, and making those something.
I complimented Stephen a couple times in the Discord about that, about how it all integrates together, and season 4 will mesh in very well with what already exists.
Yeah.
So I commend you, Stephen, for doing that.
It's
just been
we'll
like,
certainly. Go ahead. Sorry,
I was going to say, it's just been my experience that when we go too fast and aren't thinking ahead to other seasons, that's when things kind of fall by the wayside, and we don't follow up with it, or a great concept gets lost.
The great thing for us is we have no financial pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, no, that's
we're not paying people, and we're not looking to make money. So
yeah, well, we can't.
That's a load
and
off.
we don't have 20th Century Fox breathing down our neck about every little nuance on the card.
Right. You don't have 10-13 sending a card back 5 different times and ending up with the very first iteration being the final one.
Right.
Yeah, I think I think we're in a better place than when they were making the cards, and I'm thinking that we might do a better justice to the game than I think, because I know we haven't seen all of 2 through 364, but we've seen the vast majority of it. And then there are things about 2 through 364 that I'm just thinking that it seems a bit hasty, especially given the fact that there were so many witnesses in there, and it doesn't even seem there's no equipment. There is absolutely no equipment in 2 through 364, and the fact that the game effects on the agents, you guys saw them. You've seen all the agents. Dex has them posted in the albums. It's just not. Even if we had those, cards available to us, which one of us will, Nathan, one of us is gonna, be possibly considering using those in our set. But I look at their effects and I'm just like, I don't know, not really. They don't really have a big appeal if you review them. And actually, Detective Chow's is like completely detrimental to his character, to his team. There's really no redeeming value in his card at all. And the adversaries as well. The adversaries for 22364 were also kind of disappointing in that they mostly just refer to like, oh, this one has the ability to use combat cards. They gave up on combat cards after Truth was out there. And it's like that's all they came up with. That's all they bothered to come up with for this second expansion, for which again they are not incorporating combat cards, but that is all that like half of the adversaries in 2 through 364 do is just allow them to play combat cards, which is not something that most of us actually use in our decks. Combat cards that our adversaries are going to use.
Get ready to see them this weekend.
Okay. Possibly.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It'd be fun to build a combat deck, right?
Or maybe Nathan's trying to misdirect you, and you'll load up your deck with a bunch of anti-combat cards. And
I don't know.
Never know.
If that would actually change anything, because you had one Guillaume? You had a combat card
in
your
I had first aid, and I also had a run for it, but I didn't get to draw it.
Those are good ones, actually, as far as combat goes. But anyway, no, like coming back to what I said, is like I think we're gonna pull off some better expansions than what 22364 is ultimately turning out, and I say that with slight reservation in the sense that there are just a little bit of them we have yet to see, which are just pretty much the bluffs. But so I could be eating my words on that, but I don't. But the set at large has not been very impressive, except for maybe a few cards in there. Nevertheless, I still want to own them.
There are a
For
few
the
good
collectability
events,
sake.
but
Well, maybe they did us a favor by not publishing it.
I mean, I can't say my heart's broken. Like when I read some of those effects, and I'm like, you know, I can't say it would be. There's a lot that would be included. I can't say from what I've seen I would want to, but
I think 2 expansions for season 3 was too much. They should have just done one big expansion, but that's it. Maybe a few cards, less weaknesses, and 1 expansion per season would have been a good way to go, I think.
Yeah, and it's crazy when it's like you have a hard time thinking of a character from season 3 who did not make a witness card. It's basically every character except for like the conductor in 731 is like the only one who did not find himself on a witness card. I was like, man, there's like some very obscure characters they dug deep to get for what witness cards that it's like those one-shot characters have better skills than some of the ones in Premiere. And Truth was like, again, like you have an unnamed OPO staffer who has better computer skill than Byers. It's in the show for all of like 10 seconds, and they can do better computer than Byers. It feels like sort of misfire on that part. But never again, I say that I can criticize them all I want, but I still would want to own them if given a chance. Whether I use them or not.
All right, guys, I gotta bail out.
Yeah, no.
All right.
It's 12:30 where Nathan and I are. So man, we got to get to bed. I'm tired.
All right. Well, thanks for a fun evening here.
Yeah, good job, Nathan. I will look forward to throwing down with you next week.
Yes, sir. Bring your A game.
Bring it. I will.
No,
Right, good night, gentlemen.
Bring your X game.
Yeah, there it is.
That too.
All right.
All right.
Have a good day.
Catch you later.
Bye, guys.
See you, everybody.